But his name wasn't Marcello. It was Hans.
Hans?
That's right, Lieutenant. Hans.
Then you did know him.
But you didn't remember, Marcello. You didn't know.
Daddy, I got worried when he asked for your war files.
Hans Riker?
He wanted your silver star, Daddy. He wanted that, too.
It was his. By right, it's always belonged to you, with that and so much else.
You don't know me.
I never forgot. You've been with me every day of my life.
What, as a fear, as a nightmare? We don't live in the same world, Lieutenant. I grew up among the dead. Your supposed dead wife became my mother. Look at me. Look at your own shadow. I'm everything that you ever killed or left behind.
Marcello, whatever happened?
I couldn't take you with me.
Well, you should have killed me. But you left that for the Nazis.
Oh, I left you in the orphanage with the sisters, with Sister Marta.
You told me that you would come back for me.
I did come back, but you were gone. After Torgau and the surrender, I didn't go home. I got on a train to Groningen, and I came to your village. But the orphanage was gone, and Sister Marta was gone. And then I went out to the farmhouse. It was filled with wounded men. One of the nurses told me that all the children had been taken to a labor camp in Turningen. And I went there, but they hadn't heard of you there. All the records had been destroyed. I helped bury hundreds of dead that day because I had to make sure that none of them were you.
I don't believe you. It would have been easy enough to find out that I was sent to another camp.
It wasn't easy, but I did find out.
You're lying.
I even spread your name to the Russian command. And when the news came to me a year later, I flew back because I thought that they'd found you and then I could bring you back home with me. They told me that outside of Orianenburg, which they had just liberated. They said it was a retraining camp.
The soldiers took Sister Marta away, and then they took all the dark-haired children and they put them on the train for Turingen, but not me. They said I was an Auslanddeutscher, a lost brother because of my blonde hair and blue eyes. They gave me some clothes, they gave me a little uniform, and then they sent me away to be Aryanized, to become one of them. They thought that I would make a good Nazi because I hated Americans so much.
Marcello, why did you hate my father so much?
Why? Tell them. Tell them about my mother and my father. You live to tell the tale, Lieutenant, so tell them.
How could you understand? You were just a child.
Understood what?
Marcello, you told me you didn't remember your
Stacey, is
parents.
everything all right?
Yes.
You haven't forgotten about our dinner date, have you?
Not tonight, Gina.
Gina, you're not wanted here.
Eden?
I'm a member of the family, too, Ethan.
Gina, please. I'll speak to you when we're finished here.
There's the voice that I remember. Commanding, seniorial, gruff. Of course I remember my parents, Sophia. I remember the clothes that they wore and the shoes that they had on, and I even remember my father's pipe. I could draw it for you.
Your parents were good people, Hans.
Never call me that again.
What happened to them, Marcello?
After the raid at Dieppe, I flew a reconnaissance behind enemy lines, as far as Essen, until 2 German fighters caught up with me. I turned around, but they were too fast. And I tried to save the film, but they had shot the apparatus all to hell, so I had to bail out without it. And my parachute drifted into a grove of trees at the edge of a farm. I got pretty banged up. Frau Riker found me. And she and her husband took me back to their farmhouse into the cellar and took care of me.
My father had me climb up and cut down your parachute so that no one would know. And he wanted to burn it, but my mother said no, and she cut it into long strips and then had me take it to the sisters so they could make curtains for the children.
I wanted to leave right away, but they wouldn't let me until I was well enough. I told them, you're foolish, that everyone saw that my plane get shot down, and the Germans would be looking for me. Maybe they thought that I still had the film. I don't know. Anyway, the next afternoon, while their son was bringing me food, we heard a knock at the door, and then we heard Frau Riker's voice answer. Her husband Joseph was already out in the garden. We could see him through the window when they brought Frau Riker out. And then they came back into the house to search it, and I slipped into a root cellar behind a hidden door. And the boy was with me.
You dragged me, your dirty hand muffling my mouth. I was as much of a prisoner as they were.
It went on for hours. They brought the Rikers inside the
I
house.
could hear my mother screaming.
And they took them outside.
Against the window, I hoped they would hear me, that they could see me.
They wouldn't talk, and then finally...
Stop it! Stop it!
I had to survive.
Why? Why was your life any more important than theirs?
Because I knew too much. If the Germans had found out...
Then they would have tortured you, and you could have kept silent just the way they did.
But I had to take the information back.
It was gone. You said so yourself.
I knew what I saw, Hans.
And did you report it? Did you tell them what you saw? The tanks and the troops and the artillery? And 2 honest people being tortured and murdered while their son looked on while being held in the grip of your hands? Did you tell them that? No.
So I told him I would come back for him.
Daddy, you tried to.
I told him that I would learn to be a father.
He came back for you instead.
And I thought it was because of you.
So did I. I don't mean now. I know he's been in Santa Barbara once. At least that I know. It was 16 years ago.
What?
If he wanted to see you, he could have seen you then.
Marcello came here?
I didn't know, because I didn't remember, but apparently, the day that I almost drowned, it was Marcello who rescued me. Eden found out somehow.
Well, I didn't trust him, Daddy, so I did checking on him, and I wasn't sure if I should say anything until Bermuda, when I found your old ID tags from the service in his hotel room.
And you knew nothing about this, Sophia?
No. No, I didn't. I knew that he resented you, but I didn't know why. I thought maybe it's because he was jealous because I still had he never said.
I can see why now.
Why? What do you mean, Kelly?
Why he was the only one who understood. How I felt when I lost Joe. And when I thought I'd lost you. I knew it wasn't my fault deep down inside. And he knew that because he felt the same way.
They would have killed us both if I'd let the boy go. And his parents for hiding me. I knew there was nothing I could do for them.
Cece, we're not questioning what you did.
Of course not, Daddy.
Daddy, the soldiers killed them. You didn't.
For 40 years I've waited to hear that. For someone to know, to forgive me. But it's too much a part of me to be cut out and thrown away. The words don't mean anything now. I made a vow to you then, to the children I knew I would have someday, that you would never want for a home or a father.
And Brandon. He must be about the same age Marcello was then. And fair-haired and blue-eyed. How you must have felt when you first saw Brandon.
When he walked in this house, I knew I would never let him go.
And you took a vow. Never to be weak or wrong again.
To never ever be less of a man.
And so you became more, didn't you? Stronger and surer and harder. I knew. I don't know how I knew, but I sensed it. And I loved you more for it. Because your need was... It was as deep as children's when they'd cry out to me in the night. Or during the day when they'd be frightened of something and they'd come to me. But you couldn't come to me. And I had to find the right time to come to you. Sometimes I didn't, did I?
What do you think Marcello is going to do? Do you think he's going to try to hurt Daddy? You know him better than we do.
I thought I did until today.
I will not feel it. I will not hear it again. I will not go mad. That day is gone. That boy is gone. The blood is gone. Millions have been born, and millions have died, and the earth has turned 10,000 times through 10,000 nights. The light of that day has reached the farthest stars. The sounds, the voices, have all become particles and scattered into space. I am here. I am myself. I have always been, and I will always be alone. He cannot hurt me now.
Where are you going, Daddy?
To find him.
Please stay with us.
Cece, I really think you should. Listen to Eden.
Why?
Because we don't know what Marcello's feeling. We don't know what he's going to do.
I know. I know that he wouldn't hurt Daddy or anybody else. But I'll go to him.
No, I want you to stay here, all of you. Let's neither of us run away again.
I never ran from you.
You could have found me before, Marcello. You came to Santa Barbara 16 years ago. Did you try to find me then? Did you see me then?
Yes, I saw you. Do you think that I didn't want to come and claim your promise from you then? I couldn't. If you would turn me away...
No, never, never.
And then when I found her, your wife, looking as beaten and as lost as I had been all those years, when I saw her, when I saw Sophia, I knew that she was as close as I would ever dare come to you. Except for these.
My dog tags. I gave them to you the last day.
They may have kept me alive. You see, when the Nazis found them on me, and I said that I had killed an American pilot for them, they looked at my blonde hair and my blue eyes, and they kept me alive.
Never forget, because I never will. What was asked of you and me that day should never be asked of anyone. You suffered because you did nothing. I suffered because I had to choose. Because there was no right thing to do, only wrong. Now you have to choose. I can't ask you to forgive me. But can't we, between us, lift this thing that has dragged us down all these years? I want to honor you. To honor my promise. Will you let me?
I kept these for you, Lieutenant. I saw to it that no harm came to them because I knew that you would be back for them someday. They're yours. I don't need them now.
Thank you.
See, Daddy? I told you how wonderful he was, didn't I?
Yes, you did, honey.
Oh, if only I'd known.
I hope you can forgive me for telling everyone. I'm glad I did.
So am I.
Oh.
It's someone we know. We're all in tears.
Oh, I hope that's someone that we don't know. Oh.
Hey, you. How you doing? We've been missing you, darling.
I missed you.
Hey, don't you look great? Guess everybody's glad to see you, huh?
Cruz, if you and Eden don't have anything to do for this evening, we'd like to have you join us for dinner.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. C, but we can't actually. Excuse me, I can't. I came to talk to you, all of you, really. I'd like each and every one of you to meet me here tomorrow at noon, if you can.
Oh, I don't know about Sophia and Marcello, but I'll be in my office, I'm afraid.
Well, I realize that would normally be the case, but this is very important. You see, thanks to you, the way you put off closing up the tunnel when we asked you to, we discovered some new evidence down there that I think may finally lead us to the person who really killed Channing.
Cruz, Peter killed Channing.
No, in fact, he didn't kill.
Kitten, I'm sorry, but nobody's had time to tell you.
What are you talking about, Cruz? What did you find out?
I'll tell you everything I know, Sophia, tomorrow.
Well, then, if it's all right with everyone else, then we'll be here.
Great, thanks. Good to have you back, kid.
Thanks.
Excuse me.
You will stay for dinner.
Oh, no, not tonight, thank you, no. It's too soon. Too much has happened in one day.
All right, but please, I want you to know that you're welcome here. You can come and go whenever you please. What we have is yours.
You know, people always seem capable of anything until you know their secrets.
Yeah. What an incredible thing to have lived through.
Guess I was wrong about him.
Well, let's not swing too far in the other direction, shall we? I wish they'd hurry up in there. I gotta get down into the tunnel.
Well, at least you know no one's going to go down inside of it.
Not from this side, anyway.
You know, I got to tell you, I do not feel very good about you going down there all by yourself.
Well, if you're volunteering, the answer is no. But thank you.
Here you are, you're setting a trap for a killer, and you're putting yourself right in the middle of it. I
Keep your
don't
voice
like it.
down. Nobody's supposed to know I'm going to be down there anyway. You're not even supposed to know. I tell you too much. Why is that, I wonder?
Because I'm irresistible.
It's because you're persistent.
Because you're out of your mind about me, and you know it.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm out of my mind. Yeah. That's it.